Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Zino here, bringing you back another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the shadow ban problem in this game. Now, this is the ultimate guide on how to fix the shadow ban problem in this game as of now. Note, this will not fix being spam reported, but we'll go through a few things to stop you being shadow banned in the first place. Now, if you're having the problem being kicked after 10 to 15 kills either within Warzone or in multiplayer, then I do have a fix for this. Now we're just going to jump onto my desktop real quick just to go through a couple things that I've done to stop me being shadow banned by the game. Now this won't fix being shadow banned by spam reports. That is totally on Activision's side. If this works for you guys, please let me know. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be going through, like before, is to disable TPM on your BIOS. Now, I'll leave this link in the description down below. It's quite simple to do. Now, an easy way to see if your TPM is disabled, you just need to type it into the search bar. TPM, and then you just hit device security, and you'll see these two here should be unchecked like this. There's no TPM available. Please check your BIOS settings. Memory integrity is off. This device may be vulnerable. Now, all TPM does is encrypt your data on your hardware. Now, I'm hoping you guys aren't installing any malicious files. Please just buy Malwarebytes or something like that. It's like £60 a year, and it'll totally protect your PC. There's no need for TPM. It's a load of garbage. Now, the next way to find out, guys, is to type in run into your search bar and type in tpm.msc. Hit OK, and it should say compatible TPM cannot be found. Now, the other method I have found that works for me, guys, disable any RGB software, and you can see I don't have any RGB software running as of now. I do have Razer mice and a Ducky One keyboard. Now, I don't really need a lot of RGB for my setup as of now because everything's set up. But if you look here, I do not have any sort of Razer software whatsoever. Now, if I go into my program and features, as you guys can see, I don't have any other RGB software installed. I do have SteelSeries GG for my headphone. You know, I have to actually open the app for it to be open. It doesn't start when my PC starts. So I try to keep everything off. There's also other tips and tricks for you guys to do as well, to disable any overlays in the game as well. So you just want to go to game overlay. But yeah, you want to turn this off. Now, another one, guys, is it's quite painful for a couple of people, but it is the GeForce Shadow Play. I have turned this off. See here, I do not have in-game overlay on or the recording feature working as well. One more thing I found out recently, my AOI cooler, which is my CPU cooler with the fans, it looks really fancy on top. Now this also pops up as a USB device for me. I don't know, it's obviously plugged into one of the USBs on the motherboard, so it's going to read it as a USB device. Now every time I jump on my computer, guys, I eject it. It doesn't affect anything with the PC. It doesn't affect the cooler at all. It just simply removes it from the computer, because now a lot of these hackers use the mod tools and the software and they put them on external USBs and then plug it into the computer, so it's not as easy for Ricochet to trace. You want to open up your antivirus software. Now I use Malwarebytes. It's like £60 a year. I think it's probably the best one I've ever had. You don't really need it unless you're downloading a lot of files and things like that, but I've just got this just to be double careful anyways. Now what I do, I go into the allow list, add, allow a file or folder, select file. Now this takes me to here. Now what I'm simply going to do is allow this file. So after I've done that, I simply add, allow an application to connect to the internet. Now I just do this again really quick just to double check that the game is able to open everything up on my PC, because you never know what this Ricochet anti-cheat is like. Maybe it can't get through my firewall 100% to be able to look at all my files and things like that. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is removing and uninstalling any overclocking software. Now, I've learned the hard way that this may trigger a few things, especially on your RAM, on the memory side of it. The game is very conscious of what's going on with your memory, and if you tend to mess with the memory, it tends to get you kicked within 10 to 15 kills. I didn't notice any issues on DDR4, but I've upgraded to DDR5, and this is when all my issues started happening. So I'm not sure if it's just because Ricochet is not used to the newer software and newer hardware. Now, the only other tips I can give you guys, because we've gone through everything that I know that works for me to stop being shadow banned by the game. Hint, guys, the game. It is very important to realize this will not unshadow ban you. It will not stop you being spam reported. But I've come up with a few tips over the months of being shadow banned, maybe 35 to 40 times this year. Now, I've sadly had to get rid of my old name, which was really cool. It was Zyno, but spelt with loads of different symbols and things like that. There's a couple of videos of me still with it on, but I've changed it now just to Zyno because a lot of people, mainly botty players, think that all these Chinese symbol names, people are cheating. But it's not. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. You just have to do it on your Activision account. It's not very hard. I've also learned to disable my chat in game because I've been banned from talking for like 30 days, even though I've never used the in-game mic. I don't know why, so I just completely turn it off, completely ignore that. Now, this one's going to be hard for a couple of you fellas. I suggest no trash talking.
Oh, riot shield! I'm a pussy that use riot shield!
And no teabagging. Any bodies, don't shoot bodies and things like that, because people actually get really annoyed when you shoot their corpse, so they'll just sit there and spam report you. Now, another thing that helped me a lot, guys, I don't know, at the start of the year there was a bug where you could save people's camo through just looking at their operators and things like that. That was patched within the first few days, but I believe you can actually get caught by using these glitch camos, the do not use camos, the special event camos. So I've removed any glitched skins that I didn't require. You know, it was just a glitch at the time, but I think they've been taking it more seriously now, so just be very cautious with that. Also, if you've had any services done by any unlock all company people, remove those characters immediately because they will be found out. I've run into plenty of people using the Izzy skin a month prior to release. They wonder why they're going to get shadow banned and banned. Like, just don't be stupid, guys. People know when these skins are out. Now, I believe when you're on a shadow ban as well, you're on a cooldown period, I would say. So say within those 3 to 7 days when you get unshadow banned, I believe you're still on a report. Now, within Counter-Strike, you can get 10 reports within 24 hours before you go into the Overwatch, where people get to review the footage and see if you're cheating or not. So a lot of the hackers play one game with only 9 people being able to report them, obviously, because they are the 10th player, and now they only play one game every 24 hours to stop them being put into that pool. Now, what I've done after being shadow banned the last time, guys, and it worked because my previous shadow ban before the last one, I got shadow banned, played one game, and was instantly shadow banned again. So what I've done this time is I actually played some DMZ, I did some raids, I got some camos, and I played a lot of Warzone ranked recently, just because you're not going to be able to get as many kills in that game. It's not possible, you know, unless you're like top 250. But even in their game, they're not going to be getting like 30 bombs and things like that and 20 bombs because it's just not viable on that game mode. Now, this is my last time covering this topic on my channel, guys, because I don't really want my channel to be centered around being shadow banned. It's just I wanted to get it out there to the knowledge and release everything that I know, because I've got 400 comments on my last video, which wasn't really done very well, but I just wanted to say everything that I know how to fix and what's working for me at the moment. Now, please remember to listen to those tips I've given you guys, because people are still spam reporting. Activision hasn't done anything about stopping the spam reporting issue. So thank you guys for watching. Please let me know if any of these tips and tricks work for you. Please let me know if you're still shadow banned or not. Thank you very much, guys. Peace.